Hello, my royal lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. Right, let's get straight to it, back into the murky waters of Prince Harry. So he's back in the UK, basically, and not for long, because he's supposed to jet off to Africa very, very soon. We'll talk about that. He may even be gone by the time this video gets broadcast. So he was over here in the UK for the Wellchild Awards, which is an annual ceremony. Now, I won't have a bad word said about Wellchild as an organisation. They do fantastic work supporting very, very poorly or children living with life-limiting illnesses. And they do fantastic, fantastic work. And, in the past, Prince Harry has done really, really fantastic work, or his association with Wellchild has definitely highlighted them as a charity and organisation and really sort of brought them to the forefront of that sector and in people's minds, and undoubtedly raised a lot of money for them. However, since stepping back, Harry's own PR has absolutely plummeted, and I do despair because I feel like he's tarnishing the charities that, once had a good affiliation with Prince Harry. I feel like are now being tarnished because of his reputation. And it's nothing to do with them. They're not the ones that have, harpooned the royal family and, driven down Harry's own popularity and presence by how he's acted and behaved. And I feel for Wellchild and, in a way, charities and organisations like Invictus, because they are such worthy causes that deserve all of our support and admiration. But the association with Harry, it just clouds things. And it's getting to the point now where I feel that he should do the decent thing and step back. And I don't say that lightly, because if you didn't know, my background before I became a full-time YouTuber was I worked 10 years in a special needs education school where I worked with children that had conditions, including life-limiting conditions. So I know how hard it is and the support that they require. And I just think that Harry's reputation is down on the floor. And I just kind of cringe a little bit when I see him flouncing into London. Of course, he's not staying with any of the royals. He's not been spotted leaving or exiting Buckingham Palace or any other royal residence or any other friend. I do believe he's been spotted coming out of a central London hotel. They haven't revealed which one, which also kind of proves that the press are not some, these monsters that Harry tries to make them out to be. They have respected his privacy. They haven't broadcast what hotel he is staying in. So, unless it's come out on social media, unless somebody else has blurted it out, the press certainly have not in the UK. The UK press has not divulged where he is. He was also seen being escorted by police, so he managed to get his well-wanted, well-requested police escort sort of to and from the event. So Wellchild does absolutely amazing work. I'll have put photos up by now. Harry also looks happy. For once, he's looking happy. I mean, I'll put a picture on screen. It's a genuine smile. I actually see a genuine smile, which again, I just think he's so grumpy when he's doing other engagements, especially with Meghan. It's like she's like some sort of dementor. She sort of zaps the life and sucks all the joy out of the room. She is a she's like a Harry Potter dementor, and like cloaked with claws, and the gown is billowing as she goes into the train, and she sucks all the life out of everybody there like some kind of Halloween monster. That's Meghan. And, Harry at this point in the Wellchild Award has had, 10 days away from Meghan? And it looks like he's got a bit of life back in him. It really does. That smile, the little twinkle in the eye. I'm seeing glimpses of old Harry before he was got at, before his own insecurities, which he's always had, let's be fair, he's always had those insecurities, he's always had that rebellious streak. I think he's always had that hatred for the press, he's always had that resentment at being the spare. But in the past, that was kept under control. It's she who shall not be named, the Dementor of Montecito, who has brought out Harry's bad side and sort of unleashed it on the world. I mean, no, I'm not blaming Meghan 100%. I'm not absolving Harry for the responsibility of his own actions. He's been stupid enough to let her do everything that she's done. And she's definitely manipulated the situation and Harry's fragile mental state, which he has had. I do believe he has a fragile mental state. Now, Harry's hair, my goodness, I spoke about this in the previous video. It is rapidly disappearing, and I would never, as I've said, take the mick out of a male for losing their hair. It can be very traumatic. It happens to millions of men across the globe. But when you're dissing your brother Prince William for being follicular what's the word? I can't even say it. Follicles. You're follicularly challenged, I think is the word. You try saying that 3 times really quickly. When he takes the mick out of William for his hair loss, and then you see him turning up at Wellchild looking like a monk, you think, hang on a minute. Those in glass houses should definitely not cast stones. But no, Harry looks happy at this event. 10 days away from the Megadon. There was a Megadon, wasn't there? Dinosaur. The Megadon. Then he's looking happy. Of course, there was a whole host of other celebrities there as well. And of course, it's always nice to see the smiles on the children's faces. And Harry has always been very, very good with children. So I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic when I look at these photos. I'm seeing old Harry, and it's making me nostalgic for a time when, before Meghan, pre-Meghan. Oh my goodness, I remember it well. I remember being sat in my kitchen, going live for the first... I was the first person to ever go live talking about the royal family. I remember being sat there. Oh, and it was such different times. The Duke of Edinburgh was still with us. The Queen, the late Queen, was still with us. There was no Meghan. We had the royal trio who seemed blissfully happy and content and doing really good work. Everyone was still there. Oh, bliss. Absolute bliss. We had, there was no one else taking the limelight or attempting to take the limelight, trying to set things up. And Meghan's really brought, when you think about it, it's like she's brought everything down, hasn't she? It's like letting a low life in. And when you let scum in, you have to try and get rid of it. And I feel like the royal family are actually better off without that scum around the rim of the bathtub, the royal bathtub. And such a missed and wasted opportunity. Meghan and Harry could have been really powerful, useful, purposeful, meaningful figures within the royal family. If only they had a little bit of, humility and the compassion that they famously preach about. They've got no compassion. If only they did have the compassion, then maybe we wouldn't be in the state that we're in with the royal family. They could have been really powerful figures if they'd have just sort of recognised their place within the royal family, recognised that you can't be top dog, you can't be, the Grand Master, that you do have to, submit a little bit and maybe step back and let other more senior royals, have their moment, and then you can have your moment. One thing that I don't understand is why didn't they just set up Why don't the royal household just set up like a joint calendar? It's really, really simple. And then, you know, all of the different offices of the different royals could just coordinate. Oh, so and so's doing this. Princess Anne's opening this hospital, or whatever. Prince Edward is here. And then they could just coordinate when things need to be put in diaries. Maybe they do, but, you know, I think that's a system that could work. So, big, massive missed opportunities. And no, I am not hankering after Meghan coming back. She has burned her bridges with me. It's gone. Ever since, you know, slagging off in Oprah, you know, the royal family, when Prince Philip was dying, effectively. He was in hospital, and, you know, just being released to come home to die. And then planning that poisonous spare while the Queen was... Let's not forget that spare was intended to come out when the Queen was still alive. That's horrendous. That's despicable. I can't forgive them for that. And I do think that, you know, she has driven him to do that, because she's pulled him away from the royal family. They do need a certain amount of money, and she's driven him to it, exploiting. I mean, I don't think he should have made that decision to do that. I definitely don't think so. So that's on his back as well. They're as bad as each other, and no, I don't really want to see them back, to be quite honest. I'm done. I'm just done with them. I just wish they'd go quietly and stop exploiting people for their own ends. That exploitation needs to stop. It's not on, it's not big, it's not clever, it's bashing his PR. So when I see Harry at the Wellchild Awards, I just think it's time to give it up. It's time to let a wonderful organisation that stands for so much, you know, have a new chance, have a new, you know, royal patron maybe. And just... Harry is completely old hat now. It's time, Harry. You need to give it up. Right, thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. And of course, do hit that bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me, mwah, to you all my lovies, and goodbye.